Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Wonder Snatch. I'm in between Qabarets. I just finished the Repeal Yourself Qabaret and I'm working on a jazz one right now. Alright, so if you want to watch it, get tickets now, okay? There's early bird tickets. But today I want to continue my Asian representation series. I started off this series where I was doing Asian characters in animation. I started it with Amy Wong from Futurama, and today I'm going to do the one I've been working on for a very long time, and that's Bertie from Tuca and Bertie, okay? Voiced by Ali Wong, okay? Fabulous cartoon. I'm going to talk all about it, okay? And Asian representation and other things as well, especially, the Sandman. And so don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for post notifications, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, browser gone, let's get right into this. Today's going to be a kind of like, how I did Amy Wong. It was kind of a drag version of the character. This is the same, okay? So it's going to be a very draggy, high fashion kind of a, not high fashion, kind of a exaggerated version of what I imagine Bertie would be if she were a drag queen. Okay, so Tuca and Bertie. Tuca and Bertie is a cartoon about two these anthropomorphic birds, okay, birdies, created by Lisa Hanawalt. Okay, she worked on BoJack Horseman. Okay, so BoJack Horseman's this other Netflix animated series, which was really, really good. Okay, it delved into really deep topics, okay, such as, alcoholism and abandonment and stuff like that, where the main character was basically a horse, okay, a talking horse. And this world that they created is basically full of animals. Okay? His agent is a cat called Princess Caroline, and he has a dog best friend called Mr. Peanut Butter. So Lisa Hanawalt worked in this series, and she went on to create Tuca and Bertie, which was on Netflix for its first season. Tuca is a toucan, and Bertie is a song thrush. Okay, really cute. Okay, and she's voiced by Ali Wong, so I assume she has to be Asian, right? And just like BoJack Horseman, Tuca and Bertie deals with a lot of very serious issues, such as things like sexual assault, sexual harassment, gender power dynamics, and misogyny and stuff like that. So of course, as expected, since it is quite a female-centered show, it got cancelled after the first season on Netflix. Okay, but it was picked up by Adult Swim, and its third season just aired in July. Okay, I actually haven't seen the third season yet. Okay, so I will be watching that soon. The animation style is quite fun, it's really absurdist. It has a lot of these references to all sorts of really strange things. Okay, they have like plant humans here as well. When they walk, their arms kind of like move in really spaghetti-like ways. So it's very, very almost childlike, but very absurdist. And I think that helps to bring across these very serious topics. Okay, and as you can see, I am trying to give myself this song thrush color, which is a little bit on the tan side. Today I'm going to go for this big brown floating crease and then cover it with feathers. Okay, I styled a little bit of a mohawk with feathers to go with this look too. Because Bertie has this little feathers on the head, but I'm reimagining that into a big drag mohawk. I'm going to contour a little bit darker with 11W. Okay, there's quite a lot of amazing Asian representation in this show as well. Bertie's boyfriend, Speckle, is this Robin or something? He's voiced by Steven Yeun. And Bertie's parents are voiced by Margaret Cho and Randall Park. Okay, so obviously a Asian family there. And I guess, for animation, you can get away with hiding the race like that so it's a bit more acceptable to people. I mean, if it was unless it's like fresh off the boat or something, a fully Asian cast might not go over quite well, in a general population. Oh yeah, and Awkwafina voices her breasts in one episode. So even her breasts are Asian. Oh, and there's a lot of black representation. Well, Tuca is coded as Asian American and is voiced by Tiffany Haddish. And other people like, Jennifer Lewis, Nicole Byer, all have roles in this. I'm going to paint on the white today to make it a bit more strategically placed. Different sponge now to blend out the highlight. Okay, as you can see, I am giving myself quite a lifted kind of look here. Okay, so it's almost like bird-like. Okay, I'm just going to powder this really quickly off camera, and I'll be back to talk about Asian representation in other places, especially the Sandman. It's bad. Alright, so I've powdered, put my face tapes on, and went in with this huge, massive floating crease, okay? I'm using the Sugar Cone palette, my BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop. Really, really nice, this brown, okay? And I'm giving myself this really big crease, almost like Canada Drag Race Season 3 promo. Bring it all the way up to the temple. Okay, and down the nose as well. Alright, and so, the Sandman. The Sandman, I've been waiting for this series for a long time, written by Neil Gaiman about the endless, okay, the king of dreams, Morpheus, and his siblings, death, desire, despair, and delirium. Used to read this as a kid, okay, love this series. And of course, they gender flipped a few characters to update it, and race bent a few characters as well. And in usual Hollywood, or even here Netflix or whatever fashion, the idea of race bent is just black or white. Okay, I was hoping to see an Asian character somewhere, but you know, in the first 10 episodes, there was only one Asian character as an extra in the serial killer convention. Otherwise, there were no Asian characters at all, even in the background, okay? I think they must have realized this after a while because we got lots of Asian characters in the 11th bonus episode, okay? For example, the Night of a Thousand Cats, Sandra Oh voiced the Siamese prophet cat, okay? And you had a few Asian characters in the background for Calliope as well. But otherwise, it was really disgusting the way it was almost no Asian characters at all. Okay, I want to blend this out with a bit of a warmer color, so I'm going to use this Sassy Sienna's palette. Blend this out. Okay, it doesn't have to be very neat because it's going to be covered in feathers anyway. We're going to have some yellow from Jaclyn Hill. Yeah, but otherwise, I thought The Sandman was a really, really good show, and I hope that in the second season, they will, you know, be a bit more Asian inclusive. And you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be thinking, what's the big deal about Asian representation? We get so much representation already, let's say in K-pop or K-drama or Japanese drama or Chinese drama. But you know, seeing the diversity in all these really popular things from the West actually really does help. I mean, it's the whole thing about LGBT representation in Singapore as well. I mean, as I mentioned in my last few videos, that they repealed 377A, okay, that's the law that criminalizes sex between gay men here, but they're still keeping all the rules in terms of media representation and positive representation of LGBT people in the media, which kind of sucks. They're really trying to maintain the status quo as much as possible to save votes, okay? All right, I'm just going to cut that crease. Okay, I'm going to use my clown white light to cut this. They're not budging anyway. I guess it's in Singapore, we are quite lucky that we are still, the internet isn't censored, so we can still watch things like Netflix and stuff like that. But you know, representation in things like terrestrial TV and everything will still be very, very much controlled by the government. That's something definitely we will still need to fight for. Bertie has never looked so fierce. She's actually quite a sweet little bird, but I'm making this a real drag character. And now I'm going to go into a very fierce halo eye effect there. So yeah, you know, representation really does matter, okay? I mean, even at this age, I'm still looking for representation everywhere. It just lets you know that things are possible, okay? Which is one reason why I try to do this channel as well. I try to highlight as much drag queens and queer performance in Singapore to let people know that there is a community out there that, you know, accepts you. Now I'm going in with my Danessa Myrix, okay? This Colour Fix matte in chocolate. I'm going to use that to map out my liner and also my halo eye. And I'm using an angled brush for this. So just drawing this liner look very, very bird-like. This Danessa Myrix Colour Fix stuff, really nice. I think they just had a sale, a Labor Day sale, and I bought a whole bunch more. It's almost like a liner and paint all in one. Just colouring in the brown and blending it into the white that I use with a huge, massive halo eye. Okay, now I'm going to go in and set all that with shadow. It's a little bit ready. So I'm going to use my Beaker Browns from Yolando. I'm going to use this reddish brown here first, and then I'm going to darken it with that one. Okay, I'm also giving myself a lot of space because I'm going to add a lot of feathers, and I want to complement this makeup. If I did my makeup really small, like not small, but you know, smaller like I usually do, the feathers will just completely swallow up the eye. That's why I'm giving myself lots of space to play. Okay, the other thing that I've been watching lately is She-Hulk, okay, on Disney Plus, okay. Another one of the comics which I really grew up reading, She-Hulk. Used to really love this comic because it was so self-referential, always breaking the fourth wall and all that. And this time you have Tatiana Maslany playing She-Hulk, and this one is produced and showran by Jessica Gao. Okay, Jessica Gao, female Asian representation. She used to work on Rick and Morty and is actually pretty good friends with Dan Harmon, who created Rick and Morty. They actually had a podcast together called Whiting Wongs, okay? Obviously quite a tongue-in-cheek title because they talked about race stuff and all of Dan Harmon's past transgressions on race and, sexual harassment and all that. I don't know whether she was used as a kind of a stand-in for the community to give Dan Harmon an out, okay, for his past creepy behavior. But she did that, okay, and now she's also a guest on this other progressive podcast called Yo, Is This Racist, which I listen to now and then. And she got this really good job working on She-Hulk. So I think it's really quite cool that she is there, okay, and she's quite funny. The episodes are really, really funny and really nicely structured, very tongue-in-cheek, especially all the little bits at the end. The first episode where they had talking about Captain America having sex or something like that, and it was really, really cute. The one about Captain America... That's so Jessica Gao. Okay, but I really enjoy seeing an Asian woman representing, okay? I do have another Asian woman representing cartoon character, which is going to be my next look. I don't know when that's going to be, but stay tuned. I think you know what it is. Okay, and I'm going to go in with white. Alright, I'm just going to do this off camera, and I'll be right back to talk about Asian representation in Drag Race, or drag races. Alright, so I've blown out those eyes and I've gone in a bit of contour, a bit of a darker contour today to match Bertie. Okay, let's highlight here first. And now I'm going to start sticking on all these feathers. I bought all these feathers off AliExpress. A bit of eyelash glue. Alright, so Drag Race. So I was really excited a few months ago when there were all these Asian queens all over the different Drag Race franchises. But that didn't last long, okay? Obviously in Drag Race Down Under, Fofa was the first to go. And Yuri Guy, who I thought was Asian, not really Asian, he's white with an Asian name. It looks a bit like Raven. Over on Canada's Drag Race, Kimi Couture is doing really well, okay? Asian trans representation, she's a bit put on. I think her it's correct and all that is great, a bit grating, but happy to see that she's doing quite well on Canada's Drag Race. Miss Fiercelicious is actually one that I'm quite impressed by also. She's got this really bratty character, but I think she's totally in on the joke. Okay, she's always putting it on and everything, but you can see when they're cutting away that she actually is laughing, or sometimes people are laughing along with her. The editing is trying to make her look like a villain, but I think she's really in on the joke and really quite self-aware. So I'm really enjoying her actually. Layer on some of these that look a bit like a brow. Very high fashion. Over on Secret Celebrity Drag Race, the last celebrity that got kicked out was Asian, okay? Jenna Ushkowitz from Glee. So there's some representation there too. I hope there are going to be a lot more Asian queens on the next American franchise. I'm not holding my breath. Alright, so got some feathers on. Now I'm going with some orange blush. And blending that into the yellow. Asian representation and other things that I watched. I mean, of course, there was Jordan Peele. Steven Yeun was also in Nope. Okay, so that's about Hollywood and I guess the whole industry of attention. I think that was what was Nope was mainly about, was Hollywood and how people just try to get attention on the silver screen. And I'm not being very articulate about this, but it was quite a fun movie. The whole concept was really cool. On Glow Up, Yong Chin, there's an Asian there. Glow Up is really good with representation. Okay, they really try to get a very, very diverse group of people for this makeup competition in the BBC. Okay, and of course Ophelia, who won season 2, is one of my favorite makeup artists. She's so spooky and beautiful at the same time. And of course Alice Atlantis from the first season is someone whose makeup Instagram I always keep a reference for. Oh yeah, Drag Race Philippines. Can't not talk about them. They are quite good. The last episode was the OPM musical, okay, with the original Philippine musical, all the Filipino divas. I didn't know any of them, but apparently, it seems like, from the really, really horrible Snatch game in Down Under, it seems like Philippine queens are really adept at impersonation. Can't wait for their Snatch game. Okay, Venus Deluxe is the one that I'm really looking out for now. She can sing, she's got amazing personality. She's quite cute as a boy too, big smile. What is that? I heard an explosion or something outside. Alright, okay, I'm going to finish off my lips, add a few more feathers, and I'll be back with the finished look, okay? And see what happened out there. Alright, this is the finished look. So this is my mohawk with the feathers I talked about. And this is my bird-inspired Tuca and Bertie look. I know she's not usually so sexy, but this is a drag version. And I have these feather earrings, which I bought like a few years ago and never used it until now. It's slightly different color, but at least it matches my denim shorts. Oh, forgot my beak. After I put my nails on, forgot my beak. Then I ruined it a little. I tried to copy an Abora beak, but it's a bit flat. I need to pinch it in a little bit like that. That looks more like a beak. Alright, so that's my video on Asian representation. Well, I hope there's going to be more Asian representation coming. And in Singapore, I really hope that they really bump up the LGBT representation too, alright? Okay, so I'm going to take some pictures. I got my first jazz rehearsal today. If you want to catch my Qabaret Jazz in My Face, ticket link is in the bio, so please come and see us. Okay, and I'll see you next time, and don't forget to, give me a big thumbs up and all that, okay? It's my Bertie look. Oh yeah, and these are my Utica nails that I did for my Utica look. Never thought I'd use them again, but here you are. Look a bit like a Barbara Streisand chicken. Check out my other videos. Alright, here's my Qabaret Repeal Yourself back behind the scenes full show coming up. And also my latest interview with Polyamore, okay? Singapore's AFAB drag king / queen. See ya.